Hey everyone and welcome back. If you are new here then hello, my name is Zoe and this is my YouTube channel. Today we are doing another celebrity inspired makeup tutorial. We're not following their tutorial today like my others, but we're doing a recreation of a makeup. Today we are recreating a Khloe Kardashian inspired glam makeup, and I saw a picture that she posted the other day and the makeup is stunning. That is the makeup. I'll try and pop a little picture up as well. But her makeup looks absolutely insane in this picture. She always looks insane anyway, she's amazing. But I just absolutely love this makeup. I saw this and I had to recreate it, so we're going to be creating this Khloe Kardashian makeup today. It just looks beautiful. So let's just get started. So I have done my brows already just to save a little bit of time. My brows look nothing like Khloe's. I wish they did. Mine are really messy at the moment, so I've just filled them in like I usually would with a pencil, but I'm just gonna titivate them later on. So I'm just taking a bit of concealer to carve out my eyebrows, and Khloe's eyebrows are a little bit more arched than mine. My brows tend to grow like quite straight, so I'm just going to do what I can to try and make them look a little bit more rounder. Please ignore my nails too, by the way. I am going to do them after this video. But it's the first time that I've lost a nail because I've never had long nails until now, and oh my god, it hurt. I ended up having to rip it off because it just kept on catching. So I'm going to paint them after this tutorial. They didn't really go with today's outfit colour choice, but hey ho. So I'm just going to pat a light layer of this all over my eyelid. Okay, so let's move on to eyeshadow. So the palette that I picked is the Kylie Cosmetics Bronze palette. So on Khloe's makeup, she's just got a very neutral, like outer corner, very neutral brown. And then on the inner corner, it's not shimmery, it's more like a satin finish shadow. So I've picked this palette because this, to me, is similar to what she is wearing. And then there's just a very, like, slightly shimmery shade as well, and then I'm going to use that matte like bone colour shade to highlight. So let's see how we get on. I'm first going to take this neutral brown, and she doesn't have much of this at all. It's mainly sort of the outer V, so it also looks like she just comes above the socket, so that's what I'm going to do. So just above my socket bone, sort of come here into the inner corner and then just blend it round to the outer corner. I'm just going to make like a little V here. Don't really want to make this too dark because hers looks quite soft. I've done a couple of the Kardashians tutorials now. I did a video where I followed Kim Kardashian's makeup tutorial, and I also did a I think it was Kylie's 21st birthday makeup, so I'll leave them down in the description. If you do like these kind of videos, then feel free to subscribe as well. I think I forgot to say that at the start of the video. Okay, and just to highlight the brow bone, I'm going to use this like bone shade. This is matte as well, so it's not shimmery. I'm just going to take a little bit of that, and just where I would usually highlight my brow bone, literally just underneath the arch. Just going to take a little bit there. Okay, so if I close my eyes now, you can see the area which we have left. So for that area, I'm just going to apply this shade here, because on the picture it doesn't look too glittery, it just looks like a nice shimmer, and then in the inner corner it looks a little bit brighter, so we might just add a little bit extra highlight to the inner corner later. Basically just filling in the area that we've got left. And I'll also do the inner corner as well, and then I can always add a little bit of extra highlight there later on if I think I need to. Okay, so let's move on to liner. So she's wearing a winged eyeliner in the picture, but only like a little baby wing. So I'm going to use the NYX Professional, that's the point. I'm going to use a liquid liner because I've run out of my gel liner, and I used the Illamasqua one the other day and I wasn't really that much of a fan. So we're going to try this. And I'm not usually a fan of liquid liners either, so we'll see how we get on. So I'm going to try and draw my wing in first, because it's not a very big wing. Okay, I'm going to tidy up the outer edge after, but I'm not too mad with that. Usually when I do a wing it gets really crazy, and we're trying to keep it toned down for this. So before I do any lashes or mascara, I'm just going to line my top waterline with this eyeliner. So this is the Rodial Smoky Eye Pen in, well, it's a black one. So I'm just going to line my top waterline. Okay, and I'm just going to curl my lashes because this eye look is quite sort of cat eye-ish. So I want my lashes to be really sort of poking up. And then I'm going to apply some mascara. This is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. So for lashes, it does look like she is wearing lashes, but sort of quite wispy ones. So what I'm going to do is just apply some corner ones just to help emphasise this wing in the outer corner. So I've just got some little outer corner ones. I'm going to pop that on. So I've just popped the outer corner lashes on. When I put them on, I've put them on sort of at an angle to try and emphasise the wing a little bit more. So they are meeting my actual lashes and the very centre here where they end. But on the outer corner, I've lifted them up a little bit. So they are kind of at the top of the winged eyeliner, just to help emphasise the shape a little bit more. So let's move on to skin now. Khloe's skin looks absolutely flawless, as it always does anyway. It does look a little bit more matte, so we're going to do like a matte skin. She does look like she has got just a subtle bit of highlight, but nothing sort of too shiny. So for foundation, I'm going to use the MAC Studio Fix foundation. This is in NC25. And then I'm also going to add the custom cover drops in from FX in G20. My face is a little bit red at the minute because I've got a heater on and it always makes my skin so red, but I literally can't do makeup without it because it's gone so cold. So I do like to apply my foundation in layers, so I'll just do like a thin layer first and then I'll build it up so it is quite a nice coverage. I always think foundation builds better if you just build it slowly. Foundation's probably the one thing that I spend most of my time on because the more that you push it into the skin, one, the more you can build it up, and two, the better it looks anyway. Okay, so moving on to concealer, I'm just using my C6 Makeup Revolution. Honestly, I don't even have that much choice in concealers at the moment because I've not really been makeup shopping. I've only got this one and my Barrier and my Maybelline one at the moment, so just got to work with what we've got at the minute. I'm also going to take some of that and just sharpen up our wings a little bit. And then just start blending that in with my beauty sponge. And in this outer corner, I'm going to blend it all the way. It just enhances the shape a little bit more, especially if you're doing more of like a cat eye, like winged out eye. Take it all the way back. Okay, so I'm happy with that concealer for now. Let's move on to contour. So to contour, I'm just going to use this palette. This is a concealer palette from Rimmel. It's Instant Conceal and Contour, and this is in the shade... it's broke. Oh, this is in the shade Dark. So I'm going to mix these three together. I'm going to concentrate mainly on the lighter two, and then just a little bit of that darker one. I'm going to use this foundation brush from Real Techniques just to pop it on. So I literally just kind of dip into everything. Just pop this on. I do really like using the contour products from Rimmel because they do blend so well. And then just a little around my forehead. And then I will just contour around my lips as well. If you haven't tried the contouring around your lips, please do because it makes such a big difference. If you overline them anyway, it makes it so much easier. Okay, so I'll leave it like that for now. We can add a little bit more in a minute if we need to. So I'm just going to start buffing this out. buffing it a little bit up onto my cheeks as well. Is anybody else's roots really bad at the minute? Mine are coming through quite a bit, but because I've been out in the sun, they've gone really light. So I could do with like eyeshadowing in my hairline, to be honest. Okay, then because I feel like I've come down a little bit too far, I'm just going to take the foundation sponge. It's just got a little bit of the concealer on. And I'm just going to bring some just under here. But we can bake it as well later on, but because we're still on creams, it's just easy to do this sometimes. And then I'm also just going to take that just over my lips. Okay, and then last little bit of concealer, just one more dot just in each inner corner, because I like there to be quite bright, and Chloe's looks quite bright as well, so I'm just gonna just build up the coverage a little bit just in this inner corner. Okay, so now we need to set everything. So before I bake anywhere, I'm going to set everything first. So for my concealed areas, I'm going to use the Ben Nye Cameo powder. So we'll do that first just so our under eyes don't crease that much. And just lightly setting it first. It is easier to set first before you do any baking. So just give everywhere like a light set. To set the skin, I'm going to use this finishing powder from Urban Decay, which I absolutely love. It's the Naked Skin Ultra Definition Loose Finishing Powder, and this is in the shade Medium Light. So I'm just going to tip some into the actual thing. Tip some into the lid. It's very, very fine. So just knock it off, any excess. And then I'm just going to press this on all over. I don't usually do like matte skin because I'm a little bit more dry, but it is nice to do something different every now and again. Now we can move on to bronzer. So for bronzer, I'm just going to use this palette from Nip and Fab. This is actually a contour palette, but the darker shades. And I'm going to mix those two together because I'm not really that tanned, and Chloe isn't really that tanned in the picture either. So I'm not going to go sort of too bronzy. I'm just going to go over everywhere that I did like the cream contouring. And then I'm taking the lightest one out of there, and I'm just going to run just a tiny bit down my nose because I don't really know how to contour my nose. But this will just kind of bring everything together instead of just leaving your nose like completely bare and invisible. So now I'm going to bake while I do my under eye. So I'm just taking the Ben Nye powder, and I like to just bake sort of in this section. I don't go too close to my inner corner because I get really dry there, so I can't really bake that much. And then I'll just come under that contour as well. But on the under eyes, she does have a nude liner in the waterline, so I'm going to use this one from Zoeva. And then just to enhance the cat eye shape, she's lined just the lash line. She hasn't really smoked it out or anything, so I'm just going to take that shade that we used earlier in my actual lash line. But as I would usually like to smoke it out, I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to meet it in this outer corner to that winged eyeliner. And it just emphasises the eye shape a little bit. It looks nice with like the contrast with the nude liner and the waterline, and then this like just along the lash line. Okay, so let's buff off all that baking powder and move on to blush. So she looks like she's just wearing like a soft pink blush, so I'm going to use this from Illamasqua. This is in the shade Lover, and I'm just going to stipple it on. For highlighter, to me, it doesn't look like she's wearing that much, so I've just found this from Kevyn Aucoin. It's the Celestial powder in the shade Candlelight. So this is like a really soft, very soft highlight. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this because it doesn't really look to me like she's wearing that much. I use a tiny bit. So this will just give off like a subtle highlight rather than a really blingy one. And then I'm just going to run through my brows with this NYX Control Freak brow gel. This is just a clear brow gel. I may have to use a little bit more pencil, but we'll see. Just brush them all into a nice shape. Just make a huge difference, like just brushing through your eyebrows, even if you don't do anything else. So finally, for lips, to me it looks like she's just wearing a lip liner with a like clear gloss on the top. So that is what we'll do. We're going to use Spice lip liner from MAC because she's wearing like a brownie neutral. And just blend it with my finger a bit. And it does look like she is wearing some sort of gloss over the top. So I'm going to use this clear one. This is from Beauty Boulevard in the shade Adorn. And then I'm just going to take a bit of that Celestial powder and pop that to my inner corner. Just to add a little bit of something. Oh, okay guys, so that completes today's Khloe Kardashian inspired makeup tutorial. I really hope you did enjoy it. Let me know what you thought in the comments and let me know how I did as well. Please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you soon in my next one. Bye!